Good day. Good day, Mike.
Oh, look at this. I've never seen this.
This is a little mock-up of the whole town of Campeche. I can't turn your camera, Michelle. Why is that button not working? What have we got going on there? Okay.
Yeah, this took a while.
Now, it's very, very sunny. Look, the whole town is shaped like a boat. Now, I know the picture is not going to be that great, but we are heading to a restaurant. We are heading to a nice place to eat. We're taking you out somewhere lovely today to eat. And I hope when we get there that we'll get a more stable connection. So, thank you, Ben. And thank you for messaging me all the way up to the live stream, mate.
You're in charge, Ben. I've got no phone.
I can read. Anyway, ban that guy who's swearing in my chat, Ben. So we're heading. What is the picture like and the sound? We're using Michelle's phone. We tried my phone briefly, but it's packed up at least 4 or 5 times. So we're just going to enjoy doing this. Hey, Morris, how are you, man? So we're in the town square, the centre of town square, but we're going for a walk. We've been recommended technical glitches. The temperature is super hot. Michelle's phone isn't liking the heat either more than mine. I can't turn the camera around now, so you're going to have to watch that way. Good to hear, man.
I try.
You can try with your fingers. Maybe my fingers are too hot.
Oh, there you go, and then I hit it again. Sorry, guys. There you are.
All right. I've got reading glasses underneath me sunnies today.
It's hot.
Michelle's just got a sunnies. It's hot, I should say. It feels, even though the sun's going down, it feels like it's well up near the sort of mid-30s, close to 100 degrees. Very soupy. I don't even want to put my arms around you at the moment. You're like a furnace.
It was about 37 when I last looked at my phone, and that was a long time ago. So
and it still feels, it probably is 37, feels like 42.
Yeah.
So getting up to sort of 100, 110, 108, is that in Fahrenheit? But the breeze, the sun's starting to go down. We found ourselves a nice taqueria, really special one, on the waterfront. How is the picture, by the way? I think I did a test and it was really grainy, so I apologise, but it's the best we can get. It's the best we can get here in Mexico. This ain't Asia. You know, if we were in Vietnam or Cambodia, we'd be getting 100 up, 100 down. We get about 2.5 if we're lucky. So I guess the picture is a little bit dubious, but I think if it's good enough that you can see how beautiful this place looks, look at this. Look at these buildings here. How European does that look? Hey, how are you, man? Oh, gracias. Sí. Oh. This fellow says, welcome to Campeche. Well, I'm loving the fact that I can't turn the camera, Michelle.
Oh, there you go. Oh, don't touch it twice.
Lordy, lordy. Get me back to Australia, get some new phones, get some new equipment. I can buy a phone here, but the one that I found in the shop, people said to me, well, you know, buy a new phone. I can buy a phone here, but the ones in these local shops, they're fairly expensive. $500. Now, I know that's cheap for a phone. Generally in Australia, that's cheap for a phone, but they're at least 2 years old. So if I look at the same phone, for example, online, I could buy it for about 210. So I'm not going to pay $500 for a 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 generation old phone. So we're just cutting through here. Oh, you can try it. Look, what's happening is I've pressed 8 times the turn the camera button. Michelle will press it. You want to carry this because I'm struggling.
We might get a bit of a breeze now we're away from that wall.
My fingers are too hot to even press the button. Oh, there's something very rainbowy going on here. What can that be about? Nice hair, Michelle.
Ah, thank you.
1, 2. Oh, two presses. Camera turned. That's from Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
So how is everybody? I can read the comments, by the way, if I don't get... And what was it? Did I get an answer on what the picture looks like? Thank you. Gracias. So I can tell the girl carrying the rainbow flag, and also she's got the purple on. So that's something to do with the women's rights or something here in Mexico. There's a lot of that, a lot of marching going on. I'll talk about that in another video perhaps, because it's an interesting subject.
Little doggy was following you.
The only problem with having the readers on is I can't see a damn thing.
When you're walking.
The guy's got Feel the Love on his t-shirt. Girl with cat ears. Okay, I need to sort this out now.
Sunnies?
I don't want the readers. Ben, you can do the questions. I'm just going to wear the sunnies.
And look, the chihuahua up there.
Well,
No. Yay!
wow, it's hot, isn't it? Hot.
It's hot. Hot and soupy.
So it goes in a little tartan kilt. Okay, interesting. Got the rainbow masks on. I think there's going to be a march. They're probably all going to our restaurant. Won't get a seat.
We get ahead of them. You can answer any questions once we get to the restaurant, can't you?
Yeah, if you want to pop questions up, we'll deal with them when we actually get to the restaurant. We've obviously picked a pretty busy little street to come down. Oh lordy. We weren't the only people that had the idea coming down here today. Sun's starting to go down nicely.
Yeah. I'm going to cross right over. Watch the step.
I can see clearly now. Ooh. Look at the we've walked down this front. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, straight, everyone, apparently.
No tener miedo y más que nada no seguir la cabeza.
Interesting running style. Right. Let's get away from this palaver.
So we might get a good sunset tonight.
Yeah, the clouds are not hitting the ocean surface, so we're probably going to get a beautiful sunset tonight.
We've had a lot of cloud, haven't we?
Well, that is. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Michelle's pressing it at 9. Keep going.
If I don't press it twice.
10, 11, 12.
Oh.
Only 12 presses to turn the camera that time. Congratulate us on that one. It's always good. 12 touches of the screen, and she turned us around. So this is Campeche Boulevard, or walkway, and we've been down here every day for the last maybe 3 or 4 days, and there's been no one else along here, has there?
No.
Maybe about 4 or 5 people. Today is Sunday, so I think it's got a weekend event on, so it's a lot busier, which is nice, how it should be. My, it's still warm.
It's still warm.
Gorgeous. If you are somewhere where it's not lovely and cold, you can get down here, warm your body up. Let's turn that round. Any questions? Let me put my readers on for a moment. Hey Petri, how are you? Nice to see you in. Picture looks okay, yeah, that's good. We were struggling with the picture because we did a live stream, a sort of dead, what do you call, a test one. And it was really bad, but we were inside the hotel room, so I just figured it might be half decent out here today. Looking nice, isn't it, Michelle?
It's looking lovely. That sun goes down just a little bit more, and then we'll be good.
What about that? Do you see that?
Yeah, that was a one.
One touch,
Yeah.
and the camera turned. Bizarre. Bizarre. So we're walking along the front here because there's a nice taqueria. Not far from where we are now, that we've been recommended to, that has a sunset sort of view. We can watch the sun go down, have a chat with you all. Now I don't know why I decided to make it tricky. Happy Father's Day. Oh, it's Father's Day somewhere.
There you go.
Apparently so. But yeah, anyone that celebrates Father's Day, there you go. Somebody's wished you a happy Father's Day.
It's quite nice, this walk. It's got the cycle path, and then the running, walking path, and then the strolling path.
You're testing me now, Michelle.
Oh,
okay,
sorry.
there we go. We turn it around. So
Turn it
yes,
around.
we're on the we're on this path. There is a jogging path for people who are running, which rarely gets used for anything other than, if you look ahead, just people walking. And then there's a cycle path left and right. Really nice.
Oh, there's a nice breeze.
And there's a nice breeze. Right. Well, that's good. Yeah, happy Father's Day to people. When I was a kid, there was no such thing. I think it was a recent invention by one of the card companies. Who are the card companies?
Oh yeah, Hallmark.
Hallmark. I think Hallmark made that one up. But good for them. It's a $1 billion industry. And yeah, why not? Actually, Ben was saying to me today that in Barbados, hope you don't mind me sharing this one with them, Ben, but anyway, even if you don't, I'm going to. In the cafe near where he was, that they offer a 10 or 20% discount for fathers and men in the cafe, which was really quite nice. So for that, if Hallmark were giving away free cards out of the generosity of their hearts, you know, say, oh, it's Father's Day. What we're going to do special for Father's Day is we're giving free cards to fathers. Then I would get behind it as much as Hallmark do. Hey Gracie, how are you? Well, happy Hallmark holidays.
Very good, yes.
Wouldn't it be nice? That would actually, look, that's almost my thumbnail. That's exactly what we put on the thumbnail. So it's, you can tell it's the same spot as was mine, didn't steal it. So we're going to have some tacos, but they're a little bit special. We're probably are we gonna have some nachos tonight, Michelle?
I think so, that would be nice.
Nachos are always good. I can show you what Mexican nachos look like. They're not the same as what you might have in a Mexican restaurant back in Australia. They're better. What can I say? And the actual
Overtake.
the tacos here are pretty special as well. They're a little bit different. And look at these little puppies. Well, there's two puppies. Puppy pug.
Yeah.
Hello. How beautiful. And somebody's had two puppies. Hello. Hello. Hey, can I have a snack? Have I got my snacks? Let me have a little look. Oh. Hey, is it okay? Okay. Oh. There we go. Come on. Hey. See? No. No. Well, this one's not. This one's going for it. This one's chowing it down. Go on. Go on.
English,
See. Australian.
Australia.
See. Go on then. Gracias.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Beautiful, two little puppies. Doesn't the pug puppy look gorgeous? I better give him a quick photograph of what he's going to look like in a year's time. When he grows up. Gorgeous little thing. So, don't you start on me, you pug owners. I know what I'm going to get some grief there.
They're cute.
They are cute. In about a year's time, when he's struggling. They are gorgeous though. I am so politically incorrect, and I love all dogs, doesn't matter what they are. But you've got to be honest, pugs are hugely popular at the moment. I've got even a few friends and subscribers I know have pugs themselves, and you'd never get me saying anything unpleasant about them. Gorgeous dogs, but that puppy was absolutely gorgeous and took the snack
You like that?
straight away. Whereas the little spaniel, I'm not sure what that little white dog,
yeah, I think
little
it was-
spaniel mix, he was a little bit more wary.
So you threw it down.
But when I put it down, he took it. They're just regular doggy treats.
That's it, now you've got none left in your pocket, haven't you?
No, I think my pocket's empty. I hope we don't meet some more.
Oh, look, there's more up on there.
No, they're not ugly. They're cute. They're cute.
Very cute.
But that one was. Oh, look, another puppy. And I've got no more snacks.
Just say hi.
Hello.
And more.
Oh, Lord. Lots of little dogs out walking. These ones are not puppies. Buenas tardes.
Okay, we're getting there, I think.
Well, that reminds me, I'll have to stock up
We do.
on little treats. Anywho, as my Canadian friends would say, and North American friends. Anywho, although Canadian Rick would say that's not the case. We walked down here the other night. We saw this pastor on across the road. It was basically just opposite us on the road, and it was like a bonfire of flames, like a great big furnace. And we thought that looks rather nice. And then somebody recommended it to us, and it turned out to be the same place that we'd seen on the walk. Yeah, look, might get funniest home videos coming up. No, I think they're gonna.
Keeping their feet.
Yep. So you can see now, there's a little boy on a scooter, lady doing a little jog. She didn't wave back to me. And
I'm not saying that.
why not? It's turned twice in a row with one touch. There's a beautiful video I saw of somebody else in Campeche, and that flag pole there had a flag on it, must be the size of a football pitch, and it was unfurled and blowing, and it looked great. It had the Mexican flag, but since we've been here, it's never been up. So I don't know why, but it looked so majestic. It probably shredded.
Maybe the end of the story.
We saw one in a similar sized flagpole in Merida, and I kid you not, you see the top, where we go, the top of the pole there was a flag on a pole that big, and it was the size of the sort of thing you might hang on a, I don't know, on a window of a car or something. It was
Face cloth, wasn't it?
it was about the size of a flannel or face cloth, and it was just sort of like flipping backwards. It looked,
I said they spent all their money on the pole and ran out, so they couldn't afford the flag.
Exactly. It looked really, honestly, never seen anything quite so silly in my life. And it was outside a bank.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
In Merida. Oh, I did take a photograph. Maybe if I can find it, I'll put it up on Instagram. Did it come out okay, Michelle? Photo?
I can't remember.
I don't know if it will have got the scale.
No.
So yes, we're not far now. I think we're probably another maybe couple of blocks, would you say?
Yeah, that's the...
Past the flagpole.
Yeah, where the red car is.
Have you got any water?
I did.
She's so good, Michelle. She looks after me. We're going to sit if we can, and we are going to watch the sun drop down into the ocean. Is that the ocean?
Sea.
I hope it's an ocean.
Isn't it the Caribbean Sea? Is it the Caribbean Sea?
I'm not sure if it is the Caribbean here, Michelle.
No.
Could be.
Once you drop down into the water, here we are, here's your big bottle of water. It's enough to get you going. There you are.
See? What's she like? She's not looking after me. That's not going to...
Water's heavy. The more water the bigger the bottle, the more water you have to carry.
That is true, but I've got to... and she's having some. She's not even talking.
I'm carrying them.
All right. I'll treat you to a nice full chatter.
Oh, thank you.
We'll treat ourselves to a nice full chatter.
Lots of ice.
I hope if the picture was as good as it is on the phone, it would be lovely, and I think we'll get a much better picture when the camera's not moving.
Yeah, it's just
I suspect it's a little grainy, but if you can imagine a super sharp picture with that sun sort of starting to, it's up there at the moment, but starting to drop down into the ocean.
getting the rays below
And the, yeah.
the car,
And the weather's starting to cool. So we're only going to be in Campeche a little while longer, then we're going to head somewhere really nice. We just haven't decided where yet.
We've 80% decided.
Is it the Gulf of Mexico? Lovebirds on the boardwalk. Where's that?
It's the...
Missed them.
Us.
Maybe. That would be the silhouette I like to do.
Yeah, well,
There you go.
I carried your water.
I did carry my water. I think they must have seen someone else. Oh, that was all. 80%. Yeah, I'd say Ben, 80% decided where. 4, 5, 6. Michelle's going to give it a go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. We are not going to tell you, Ben. We're not going to tell you. It begins with Z. ZQX. So just to give you, that narrows it down a little bit.
You know, we like to keep you all in suspense.
We don't like to keep them, we just don't know where we're going.
Precisely.
We are thinking probably of heading to somewhere, because the coast is nice here in Campeche, but it's not particularly Mediterranean or particularly beautiful. There's no beach
There's no
here.
beach. Just drops off.
There is beach, I think, further outside the city, but the city of Campeche itself is just all this sort of boulevard, and then it just drops down to to the water, and pretty much all the way along here, let's go nice and slow, all the way down as far as you can see on this point, it's pretty much the same. So we were wondering if we could maybe it was time that we got to a nice bit of sort of gorgeous beach. We'll decide. But even to get to somewhere where there's some gorgeous beach, we'll probably have to stop by a few smaller towns en route. So we'll see.
Getting there. See it.
See. Can you see it?
I can. Is it like the yellowy green one?
I think it is, yeah. Okay, we
I
can
hope
see
it is.
we can see the restaurant from here. So
And no, it's not Subway.
it's a Subway sandwich.
Subway sandwich
shit.
next door. Oh, I know.
Look at the cormorant here. Is that a cormorant? Just 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Fly off.
8, 9,
Oh,
9. There we go. It's a cormorant, I believe. Just sat there
Watching the sun go down.
watching the sun go down. Look at that. Go nice and steady. You might get a good picture. And then come up to that. How pretty is that? Now, there's our little dog again. Whoops.
The dog has nearly run me over.
So we're going to cross.
Because here,
Probably cross just here.
a little crossing spot.
So bear with us. There is no zebra crossing or pelican crossing or I don't know. What do you call it where you are? That's a bit wobbly, isn't it, Michelle?
It is. It's a bit wet. A bit of a river.
Wobbly and wet. Okay, let's get over quickly before these cars get to us. And so the place we're heading to, I can let you know now, it's actually called, I think it's called Pastor Suizo, or Taco Suizo. I'll tell you when we get right up there. But now I have to check my brains in to reception, because of course to walk into the hotel I have to wear a mask. That's the rules. 10 feet into the hotel, into the restaurant. Oh God, dear, I can take it off.
To do the 3 steps.
So I'm going to just check the old brains in for a moment. Abide by the actual rules. There are no rules about wearing them on the streets, by the way, but you do have to. How are you, man? See, so I've got to go through this way. The guy is going to give me a little bit of squeeze and a little bit of a foot wash, and we're going to sit up. What do you want to sit down or? That might be quite nice.
Yeah? Can I sit that side?
Yeah. Okay. This lovely lady who we've seen before. Una coca.
It's Pepsi.
Oh, Pepsi, sí. Pardon, it's Pepsi here. And no, coca. Beer, cerveza.
Cerveza, Tecate, Indio, Lager,
Tecate rojo.
Light.
India.
2X Lager y ámbar. 2X ámbar.
Indio. Sí,
Indio,
gracias. So I'm going to go for a beer because, as you know, I'm alcohol free. Gracias.
Okay,
Sí, gracias. So let's set up the camera and you can tell me if the picture is going to improve any. You can see our view. You can if I can turn the camera.
Is it turning?
No, I won't drink Tecate Light. I won't drink anything light. Not Coke Light, not Tecate Light, not Miller Light. I just cannot stomach the idea of, firstly, any soft drink that's is full of horrible chemical sugars, and secondly, I don't see any logic in drinking beer if it's not beer.
So you think it'll be cooler?
Yeah, it might be a little bit cooler. We're going to move.
Okay.
Let me just check the video, Michelle, just a second. Looks nice. Gracias. The fella's just cleaning the table for us.
Yes. I blended in with the chairs down there.
That looks nice. It's got a bit more chairs and things in front of it, but
Oh, that's cool.
exactly, Mike. I'm not a big drinker, as most people know. But if I do drink, I don't want to drink something that's not proper beer. That's for people who drink too much and they're trying to cut down. I'm quite the opposite. Oh, look, here's the horchata,
Got mine.
Michelle, and just ask the lady if it's all right. I was going to have michelada, but I think I'll just have a beer. It's more refreshing. So I've gone for an Indio. The drinks here are tiny compared to what we normally have in Mexico. And so it's a little more expensive and smaller drinks, but it's a nice view, isn't it? Wow, that heat coming off that dying sun. So I'm going to turn that there for the moment. Can you move that into the centre, Michelle, so I can put the camera where it is? She's kindly put the condiments right over on the edge, but that's where I want the camera to go.
So we've got some guacamole, some limes.
What I'm going to do is bring you guys into me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 bangs of the old button. So Michelle can read the comments. I can put the sunnies on.
Is that all right? We just move
And
that
when
in
I think
there.
the sun's looking good, so Michelle, you can see the comments on
I
the side,
can, yeah.
can't you?
Yeah, I do have your drink again, Ben. Sorry. Yes, horchata.
Lordy, that's not.
That under there, it won't get wet.
I tell you what I'm going to order. I'm going to order a couple of pastors for us. Harina. This place has really good harina pastor. Now we've had both the maize pastors here in Campeche and the harina, which are not the traditional, but hard to explain. If I order a maize one, it'll be about the size of that. See what I get if we order 2 harina.
Harina is wheat flour.
Wheat flour. Did someone ask?
No, I'm just telling everybody in case they ask.
Dos harina, pastor.
¿Dos, perdón?
Dos harina.
Dos tacos de harina.
Sí, una.
Dos y dos.
Dos y dos. No,
No,
no.
uno.
Uno y uno.
Sí, y uno. Wow, they could do with that.
It's just that one. See on? Should we turn you round while he sorts out the fan? 1, 2. Oh, there you go. The sun's just popped out from below the clouds.
Disculpen, sus taquitos llevan cilantro y cebolla. Sus taquitos llevan cilantro y cebolla.
Cilantro, cebolla, sí, gracias.
Claro que sí.
Sí. So, ladies asking whether we want onions and cilantro.
So tacos al pastor.
Cebolla.
Cebolla. Cilantro.
I'm learning.
Which is in here, isn't it? And tomato.
Yes, but it'll be on the tacos
I
as
know.
well.
turned them round because the sun just popped out of the clouds. They're just moving it down to us. Are we getting to you yet? Get doggy bags if necessary, absolutely.
We are. We're going to get everything tonight from this place, and if we need be, we'll get takeout. So now is a good time for any questions.
Yeah, you asked the
If
question.
anyone asked any questions earlier on,
Ask him again.
now I can't see, Michelle, there's a name by that G, but the glint off my son.
It says Gabriel. Ben says, okay, question, where are you heading off to? I'm not telling you, Ben.
Bugger off, Ben. So I've got a glare. Of these glasses, it's just a little glare that's taking all the names of people out that I
There you go,
can't
so
see.
it's Gracie and Gabriel.
Trabino,
Trevino. Tacos al pastor, the best.
very good here as well.
Buggering off since 7:36 p.m. Campeche time.
Thank you, Ben. Well, now I've now stopped. Absolutely ringing.
So you're going to get a little bit of that breeze will start to come through. You'll be alright. The music's not too loud.
It'll be fine. How is everybody?
We love you wherever you go on the planet.
Didn't turn. You said- Thank you.
Are those coconut trees?
They possibly are. They're certainly palms. They're not bananas. They're definitely a palm tree of sorts. So probably a coconut tree. What do you think, Ben? You've got your eye in now for tropical trees. Actually, I'd say they're probably not coconut trees. Looking at them, we've had many a garden with a coconut tree in over our life, so should recognise them.
And Mike says nice sunset.
Yeah, let's turn that round. Sunset's only going to take about another. You watch the sunset.
So Larry says they seem to enjoy Vincent Fernandez music there. Is that what it is?
Are you using Google Music to pick up what's going on? I'm sure I'll get a copyright strike, but I don't really care.
Doesn't matter.
So we're going to get pastor tacos, and then. Thank you. Gracias. See. So look, when Michelle turns the camera around for me.
Oh, I hit it twice and it went. There you go.
She just bought the tacos. Look at the size of these things. They're more like a sort of burrito. But if you had the maize tacos, it would be about that big in size, with a tiny piece of meat on it. These are about 4 pesos more, so you're talking about maybe cents extra, but they're delicious. Just come down here. Now, what this place is particularly famous for is their Swiss tacos, and I'll talk to you about those in a minute, and I'll also actually order one for you to have a look at. We're also going to have tonight, we're going to have some, here we've got a bit of cilantro, cebollo, some onions, and some tomatoes. Here we've got a bit of, it's like a sort of loose, sloppy,
Guacamole.
yeah, it's a guacamole for want of another word. And then we've got limos, limes, lemons. I put a bit of lemon on there. Dos limon.
Dos limon.
Squeeze a bit of lemon on there.
Then you got to roll it back up again.
That lemon's a beautiful one. The other place we had the other day, they were dry, but these ones are so juicy. Okay. Will you look at that? Absolutely gorgeous. Michelle, turn
Oh,
it.
there we go. Thought the sun was going to disappear.
The sun is just kissing the ocean now. That is gorgeous. If I had my camera, I'd take a photograph of that.
This is why we did the live stream at this sort of time. It's a bit late for some people, but you know, you've got to go with the sun.
A lot of places don't open till 6 o'clock.
Yep. 6:30 this place, I think.
This place doesn't open till 6:30, so we thought, well, 7 o'clock they'll be starting to go. I know it doesn't suit with the Europeans very well, but hey ho, you know, every now and again it suits better for people in other parts of the world. So I hope you're enjoying it. Oh, I can tell you what. What's that sunset? We're already a third of the way down the sun. The sun is almost halfway into the ocean. It's dipping like a giant digestive biscuit into a big cup of tea.
Goes so quickly once it hits that water.
It's amazing. It takes literally 1 or 2 minutes to move from being out of the water in.
Yeah.
There we go, chocolate hobnob now, dunking into the tea of life.
I think that's the first time we've actually seen it hit the water because there's been clouds the whole every time.
It's the
isn't there?
first time we've seen it. We've been down here, we've been about 4 days, maybe 5, and each day we come down, it's been a bit too cloudy to see it. So this is the most beautiful sunset. Gorgeous, look at that.
Yeah, it's over halfway now.
Right, now this is where the biscuit breaks.
It's getting soggy.
It's getting soggy, you pull that biscuit out now. If you don't get it out, you're going to lose it. Now there's nothing, barely anything to hold on to.
Yeah, you're getting wet fingers now.
The sun is almost fully dunked. I think we've got, I'm going to give it 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, I'm not counting the rest of them, it gets a bit boring, but you can be pretty spot on. When I hit 30 seconds, that'll be gone.
But might as well count while you're trying to turn the camera. Yes, Ben. Somebody said, are we on MTN time? What's that?
Just say yes.
Yes.
I have no idea.
Wanna try-
We're in
it's nearly gone.
Campeche. It's almost
I
gone.
can just see it over the top. We're counting.
29, 30. It's just, you've lost your biscuit now.
Yep.
It's completely gone.
Oh, apparently we're not, according to Ben.
Apparently we're not.
No.
I haven't got a clue. We just
Okay.
travel. We don't know where we're going or what time zone we're in. 11, 12. Michelle trying to turn the camera back round. I will get a new phone shortly, within the next couple of months, and we will be doing this a bit more regular with a bit more.
Water and electronics are no-no. So Ben says, I think Gracie meant mountain time. We just go on local time. I always put local time or Campeche time.
What do you think of that, Michelle?
Really good.
Okay, got myself in a bit of a pickle there. Nachos festival. Sí, sí. So I've ordered a dish of nachos. You wait till you see this. You're going to be jealous when this arrives. The nachos here are just awesome. Now I'd argue maybe if they're as good as the ones we used to get in the market. How much were those ones we used to get in the market? Do you know?
And I they were 100, 120 a month.
A similar price.
Yeah.
The taco that you just saw us, the taco harina that you just saw us have, that was 17 pesos. The nachos, which I've just ordered, that's about 120 pesos.
I think so, yeah.
Maybe 130, 120, 130 pesos. I'm going to also order a tacos suizo, which is about 26 pesos, so it's a little bit more, but wait until you see that one. That again is very unusual, and it's what this place Al Pastor Suizo is named after. Basically, what they're doing is they're using the famed Swiss or Dutch cheese that came into this region with the Swiss and the Dutch. I think more the Dutch, to be honest, and they're using it in the actual taco itself. So you end up with a really unusual. I mean, quite often they'll put a lot of cheese in their tacos anyway, but this place kind of melts it into the taco. So you end up with almost like a mozzarella running through. You'll see. I'll order one.
So Mike was saying, let's just get you back up. The Mexico is Central Time, but no daylight savings. So in the summer they are the same as Mountain.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is 7:30 or.
Probably no 7:46, I would say.
I'll have a look on my phone if it'll say 7:47.
So we started on time-ish.
It's jumbo jet time.
Yeah, 7:47. So we're getting a bit of colour in the sky. Want to see? Can we see?
And I think you'll see if you look. There'll be other comments coming through.
Yeah, we don't want to see really.
Let's not bother turning we'll turn it one more time if we can, and then it's going to stay on us or on me. It's easier if it's on me and Michelle can do the
There
comment.
we go. There you are.
You see there's a little blush of parakeet in the sky. And a slight blush of galah over this side. And if you don't know what a galah is, well, you're not Australian.
Yeah, look it up. Look it up. Google is your friend. I think it's going to cool down a bit. It does cool a bit in the evening.
It's just that last bit of sun is directly in line with us, and it's just caused it to get a little hot, but now it's already cooling down, which is nice. Questions? Come on, get some questions into the chat.
Someone must have asked the question while we were walking and we missed it.
Otherwise, I'm only answering super chats this evening. Thank you very much. That'd go well.
Yeah, when you sit here in silence.
So it's been a trying few months for Michelle and I know that the live streams have all been a little, I don't know, a little trying for you all as well. But we will get back on strike. The thing is that at the moment,
Get back on strike? I hope not.
that's the British term.
Ah, okay then.
No, back in the batting position.
Yes.
We will get back on strike. We'll actually get back in the. We already are to a degree, but we're still planning, if we can, to get home to Australia for a little while, see the family, and then we have some amazing plans for, well, I'd say for later in the year, next year. As things are at the moment, who knows when, but we have got some amazing plans. It involves long distance cycling, long distance walking, viewing a bit of a country that's very close to our hearts, and also a lot more cooking and food videos. So there's a lot to come. But we just need to get out of this forced travel that we're in at the moment, which is, always being somewhere where we're being dictated to be, rather than places that we would choose to go to. And I'm not saying we wouldn't have chosen to come to Campeche. It's a lovely city, but it literally is probably one of the 5 places on the planet we can go at the moment, which is a little frustrating.
Yeah, not so many. I think this place will be rocking a bit later on. It's Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
I think they open it at 6:30 and they close at 4 a.m.
4 a.m.
According to Google, that's what they
Wow.
close. So yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. A lot of people have told me that in Campeche, Campeche, you're going to find people don't leave their homes until sort of sundown. So although it looked quite busy on the walkway today, when we've been down here before, it's been quite quiet. So it's a nighttime sort of culture, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, George said to me, a friend that we met here, Jorge, said that it's not unusual to see more people on the boulevard out here at 1 o'clock in the morning than you will ever see in the daytime. So the fact that this hotel, why am I calling it a hotel? It's 4 or 5 o'clock. The fact that this restaurant opens till 4 o'clock in the morning doesn't surprise me. But then it doesn't open till 6:30. And where in the world do restaurants, well, quite a few places, I suppose.
But they don't serve for that long, do they?
But where in the world do people not get out of bed until 3 o'clock in the afternoon and then start getting ready for, oh, it must be in Thailand, the tuk-tuk's just driven by. So who is in at the moment? Say hello. And those of you that are watching this later on playback, leave your comments down below. Let us know what you're up to. We do read the comments, as you know, and I always try to get back to you. I am getting a little more diligent on that. I have been a bit slack this last 3 months, but I'm getting back into it, back into the swing of things, even starting to answer some of the regular comments that I haven't done for a little while on YouTube on the cooking shows and things. So, if you have any questions, now's the time. Strike while the iron's hot. Cheryl, you're in shot now.
Oh, sorry. Hello. I was out of shot so I could be looking around, seeing what's going on. Hi, Cheryl. 115 degrees here in Tucson.
Wow, 115, Tucson, Arizona.
Hey all, Anchorage, Alaska. Happy something. That's Fifth Corner Records. Happy solstice.
Happy solstice. Is it the solstice? What's the date today?
I don't know. Well, it must be
About the 20th?
20th, yeah.
Well, if it's solstice, it must be getting near about 20. Well, I have no idea what the date is, but I'm pretty sure that the solstice is around about the same time. So it's the equinox. So we're going into summertime, I'm guessing. In Australia, we'll be going into winter time, but it must be the 20 something.
Yep.
I haven't got a clue. So put that down, Michelle. Have a little look. What's the date?
20th. There you
So,
go.
yeah, there you go.
Happy solstice.
I couldn't have told you whether it was the 5th or the 29th, but
We struggle with even knowing what day it is, don't we? We have to check most days.
happy solstice. Now, I'm much happier to celebrate the solstice, which is a really ancient tradition, unlike Father's Day, which goes back to 2009 and basically launched by Hallmark to sell more cards. But happy solstice.
Hi, Jonathan in Tampa, Florida, saying hi.
Hey, Jonathan.
Oh, provecho. He said bien provecho.
Oh, good appetit. Bon appetit.
And Cheryl said it's 115 at 6 p.m.
Wow. It's probably close to that here, Cheryl, but I don't know in Tucson whether or not you'd have the humidity we have here. The humidity here feels like about 700%. I feel like I'm sat in the sea, to be honest.
But Cheryl said, what's winter like in Australia?
Beautiful. In some parts of Australia, it's gorgeous. I mean, in Melbourne, it can be a little bit harsh. Here comes the nachos.
Yeah, hi, nacho time on its way. Sun solstice day, longest time of the year.
A beautiful lady with our nachos.
Wow.
Gracias. Thank you. Beautiful. Gracias. Provecho. That's we've got chilies on there, habaneros. We've got a bit of guacamole on top. We've got a plate full of meat, a nice big heavy plate of
And
meat,
there's all the cheeses underneath.
and chips on top. Just come in here and have a little look.
It's huge, look.
I'll get in there. I'm going to get a couple of these habanero chilies.
So I can get in this side because you can't even see that I'm getting it.
Oh, let's use our fingers. No?
Wow. Needs a bit of lime.
Needs a bit of lime. I'm using my fingers. I can't get that. Bon appetit, everybody. Stringy cheese.
Good, huh? Yeah, there's no point using a fork. It's much easier with your fingers.
I'm I'm going to go quiet for a minute, ladies and gentlemen.
Mostly toppings. Oh, I don't know. There's a bit of everything in there.
There's a lot of topping.
The cheese is all under the meat. Guacamole's on the top.
A little bit of chili. Bit of nachos. Bit of guacamole. And up to me, up to me.
Yeah, definitely a 2 people meal. We've discovered that. Don't order nachos, eat a plate each. You can always order a second plate, but don't do it to start with.
Absolutely. Now, oh, this is so good. So good. I'm in heaven. Chips, pastor, beautiful cheese, queso, habanero chilies.
Guacamole that I'm chowing down on.
My mother would say, my mother would say, it's not good you're eating on camera, Steve. You've never been a big fan of seeing me eat on camera. So, Ma, love you greatly.
You can look away now.
Look away. It's so good.
It's a big plate, isn't it?
It's a big plate, but we're devouring it. Gracie, it is a 2-person meal. I don't think I said at the beginning, we have been here once before, so we knew it was a good place to come.
We do have to check
El
out.
Pastor Suizo.
Yeah, we do have to check out places, don't we, really, before we bring you guys.
But when we were here before, there was a little boy, he's probably only about sort of 3 foot tall, who sat at the table next to us and he ordered this pastor just for himself.
He's about 6.
Probably, yeah. Tiny little lad. And yeah, he ate about, or maybe a quarter of it at the most. And they're always happy to bag it up and have it take out.
Lots of happy munching. Yes, there is, Gracie, absolutely. Hope we're not making you hungry. What do you guys will have for tea?
Back down here. I'm loving these chilies, Michelle.
That's good.
I might ask them if I can get a little more habanero. That's habanero. Jalapeno. Jalapeno. What am I saying? Am I saying habanero the whole time?
Something.
It's what the brain does as you get older.
Cheryl says, what kind of meal is that you're eating?
It's nachos. Cheryl, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Look down here.
It's nacho chips, covered in cheese.
So you've got the nachos. These aren't the nachos like we have in Australia, all covered in salt and flavouring and bits. And these are plain nachos. They're covered in pastor, which they cut off of a. It's like a sort of kebab stand. You slice the pastor. It's pork covered in a marinade. There is guacamole,
It's cheese.
cheese, and
Gracias.
thank you. And
Jalapenos.
Jalapeno, not habanero. So I've got some more jalapenos on there. I love my jalapenos. Michelle actually doesn't, so even though they bought me a big plate of jalapenos, look at this plate she's bought me.
Well, you asked for more. She bought you more. I'll eat them if they're in a dish, but I wouldn't choose to put them onto my dish. That makes sense?
Yeah, yeah.
What kind of meat is that? Ah, that's what Cheryl asked. Not what kind of meal is it? What kind of meat is that?
Ah, it's
Sorry,
pork.
Cheryl.
It's pork pastor, and if you Google pastor, P-A-S-T-O-R, you'll see, or if you've seen any of the pictures I put up on Instagram over the last month, you'll see quite a lot of pastor featured. I've got 4
It's generally pork, leg, shoulder, isn't it?
habaneros.
Jalapenos.
Jalapenos. What is the difference? Somebody check me the difference between a jalapeno and a habanero.
Who's going to be there first? Come on, get Googling. Super hot volcano blow the sheets off.
Okay.
That was Gracie. And pork.
So it is pork. As I said in an earlier live stream, the early settlers here in the late 1800s, early 1900s came across from Lebanon. So there was quite a big Lebanese, which would have been under the Turkish rule at the time, settlers here during the late 1800s, early 1900s. And with them they brought the tradition of the spit roast sort of pastor. And over time, pastor has been adopted by the Yucatecan Mexicans and pretty much all over Mexico to be the #1 real sort of way of them producing meat. I say #1 because there's carnitas as well. There's quite a lot of other styles of tacos, and actually my favorite tacos probably in the whole of Mexico are carnitas. But pastor comes a close second, and this is pretty good.
So, let me just check. Mike and Cheryl said habanero is about 10 times hotter. Cheryl said the difference between them is about 4,000 degrees.
That's why these ones are so easy to eat.
That's why he corrected you. He was just checking. Okay, that's the Scoville heat unit, rating is then assigned based on the quality, dilution, and all of that, Gracie, whatever you said.
Well, that's why I can go 2, 3, 4 pieces of jalapeno in my hand in each piece of pastor, and it's hot. It's got a lovely warmth to it, but not too much heat.
So technically it's 100 times. Thank you, Gracie.
Well, I love them. My mother grows jalapenos back in her garden. When I go back to visit her in Australia, she will often have an excess of jalapenos because she doesn't eat a lot of them, but she does pickle them. They're very easy to slice up and put into vinegar or salted water, and
And a very
pickle
pretty,
them.
very pretty plant.
Very pretty plant.
Even if
indeed.
you just grow them just for growing them, they're a pretty plant. And then you've got a chili there occasionally when you do want one.
If you're into your garden plants, and you love a pretty garden with flowers, I can tell you, nothing is more beautiful than a whole bed of different chilies. They're prettier than any geranium or carnation or rose, and the shapes and the colours are quite amazing. I'm always surprised not more people grow them because they're outstanding looking plants, really, aren't they?
And I find that with a lot of herb plants as well. You know, you get your chives and all the different plants with their fall and the flowers come. They all look very pretty.
Chive flowers look gorgeous,
And you can eat them.
and they're practical because they're a food as well. Whereas so many of the ornamentals, the flowers that you grow in gardens, are very little practical use other than they look quite pretty, which is fine. But anyway,
The Grace is that I have a problem with too much heat spice.
I understand that, Gracie. A lot of people do.
But not all chilies
Are you going to have a Swiss one?
No.
No? I'll let you finish this off.
Lacto fermented jalapenos are good. Not mine. So yeah, milk fermented. Not tried that before.
That's interesting. Milk fermented jalapenos. I've never come across them. So I can't concur, but I'm sure if you say so, they're excellent. Okay, I said we'd be taking some back with us, but I can tell you, between Michelle and I, and I'll turn the camera down in a minute, we pretty much polish this off. You don't want a Swiss out?
No.
Okay, I'll get one.
But we haven't eaten much all day in anticipation of having
No, we haven't. So I'm going to order what this place is famous for. But you can just see the lady.
Oh. So Mike is saying it's just jalapenos and salt, the lacto fermented.
Okay.
That's interesting. Always try that one. Your mum's busy growing her
Well,
chilies.
that basically is like a sort of sauerkraut or any other fermented vegetable. Can I get un suizo con pastor?
¿Tacos de pastor?
Sí,
¿La
sí.
tortilla de harina o el maíz?
Harina.
Harina.
Sí, sí. Pastor, suizo, harina, sí.
Uno.
Uno,
Sí.
sí.
She looked at me. I said no thanks.
Look, we've almost polished that whole plate off. It's delicious. I would say the market ones were tastier.
They've had so much on them. They had
Yeah.
the pineapple and the tomato and lots more cheese and
In the market in Merida, which was a lot grimier, to be honest. I may even got sick there at one time. But having said that, the flavour of their pastor was just amazing. It was almost like a chorizo sausage. It was so well seasoned with flavour. And when they delivered the pastor on a creaky old plate that looked like it should have been condemned many years ago, it was absolutely delicious. It really was good. Excuse me.
well, then we found that delicious taco place in Merida, didn't we?
Okay, there's another place. Anybody that's ever watching this that's going to Merida, I think it's a chain though, but it's called Tacos Chiapas.
Yeah.
And that was another great tacos place
We went to the one near the ballroom
near the bull ring.
because there's about 5, I think. We went to the one near the ballroom. So look up tacos Chiapas, and it's the one by the ballroom.
What's that? I can't read that, Michelle.
Somebody's jealous. We don't have pastor sliced off the trompo. The trumpet here in Florida, my favourite tacos are beef cheek and the pastor.
Yes, you have one of the nicest tacos I've had here is the Campeche de res, which is the head of the pork, head of the beef. Campeche de res. Yeah, so it's a slow cooked beef head basically. So and it's very delicious. The tacos in Mexico are great, but I'm telling you, they are not healthy. They are not healthy. And over time,
Yeah. When it's the only thing on offer
we are,
sometimes.
we are not losing weight here in Mexico, that's for sure. But, you know, when in Rome, we're not here for long, only half a year. So any questions? Let me just hang around if you're watching now. Just hang around. What is the picture like, by the way? Now we've settled. I didn't ask Ben if you're still around. What did the picture get like after we stopped walking? And I'll be able to watch this back later on and see. But I got a feeling it would have been a little dodgy and better now. And what does the sound like?
It's getting noisy in here now.
Considering that we've got no microphone on this, is it really poor or is it okay? Okay, I'm going to clear your plate over there, Michelle.
Should clear it.
So what's coming next is a harina taco with a Swiss cheese and pastor and cilantro and cebolla, onion and everything inside it should be. But it should be stringy and cheesy and delicious, almost like a sort of inside-out pizza. Wait and see.
Because it's about 9 pesos more, isn't it, than the harinas we have.
It's an extra, almost double the price of a normal taco. So let's see if it's worth it. Any questions? Oh, come on, chuck a question to me. You know, it's hard to get back into doing these live streams when you've been off it for such a time. I can already tell that my throat is getting a bit parched. I think I'm going to have a Coke. Oh no, it's Pepsi's. What is that? Is that a Pepsi?
Yeah, Pepsi.
That's the only thing here. If we get time, maybe we'll take you to the little street taco place here in Campeche to show you the difference. The difference in the street tacos is they're probably, the overall meal cost will be probably half the price. It's a lot more seedy in many ways because it's just on the street. But we've seen this guy, the guy that we've been to a couple of times. His stand is spotlessly clean.
Yeah, we saw him setting up the other day, and it's amazing how clean it is. Didn't expect it. I mean, you expect it to be a bit grimy because it's a street food, but his was pretty clean.
Stainless steel. The whole trailer that he has is all stainless steel, well clean. The only thing I would say is they seem to be able to, the street guys seem to be able to get a lot more flavour into their meat than they do in these sort of more established.
Hi, Dwayne.
G'day, Dwayne. How are you, mate? You can see the sun's gone down now completely. We've just got a little blush. I can turn the camera.
Oh, they did.
We've got a little blush in the sky.
That's a street light, by the way, not the sun, not the moon.
That's not the sun dropping down into the sky. How are you, Dwayne? All good? How is everybody?
Now, somebody said something about yogurt. Oh, it's called lacto because it's the same bacteria that makes the yogurt. Okay, Mike, that's going back to the lacto-fermented jalapenos.
Who said that?
Mike.
Okay, so... But yogurt, Mike, is a thermophilic. I don't know if it is, because if it's just with salt, and yogurt is a thermophilic culture, whereas the bacteria that's used for sauerkraut is a, I want to say mesiophilic, but I think I'm wrong. But anyway, one of them relies on heat in order to grow, and the other one relies on can grow in room temperature, even down to quite cool temperatures. So I don't know if it's quite the same, but anyway, you can check that for me.
And Dwayne was saying about is watching the summer, just enjoying the summer solstice. So many seagulls.
What?
Dwayne is just enjoying the summer solstice.
Beautiful. Where are you watching the seagulls, Dwayne? Because we haven't got any here.
No. There's not many seagulls around. So.
No, Dwayne must be out. Out and about.
Out and about. drone that's going
actually,
on.
for a coastal town, I don't know if I've seen a seagull.
I was thinking that. So my dad made sauerkraut in a ceramic crock with a wooden board.
That's the way I used to make sauerkraut. My mother used to make it that way. A lot of my German friends make it that way. You take the wooden board, you pop it. You've got like a sauerkraut stomper. It's usually like a stick on a pole, which is for crunching the just bruising the sauerkraut. You just add a little bit of salt in there. It produces its own liquid. You don't have to add liquid to it at all. You put a heavy wooden board on top of it, and there is a pot. You might remember then. I mean, you can get sauerkraut pots, but there's also a pot called a Rumtopf pot, which is used in Germany to make a fruit punch with all the seasonal fruits, and they quite often use that to make sauerkraut. Sí.
¿Algo más se toma?
No, that's finished. Dwayne said the seagulls are in Edmonton.
Edmonton. Beautiful.
Trying to clear up for you.
No, it's okay, gracias.
Put that in off my end.
So, I hope that makes sense what I've just said. We were talking about sauerkraut, weren't we? Sorry, a lot's happening around me. I'm talking to you guys, there's a lot happening. The girls come to pick up the plates. Michelle's realised the battery's going flat on the camera, so she's just making sure we've got enough power.
That phone is super hot.
The phone is red.
It's red hot. I think that's plugged in, but we'll see. Oh, he made it with pickling salt and chopped cabbage, that's right. Did we ever make sauerkraut on the channel?
I think I've got a video for sauerkraut on the channel, so if you want to make sauerkraut, there's nothing simpler. It's so good for you. It's so easy to make.
Okay, the same Edmonton where Procol Harum did their live album in 1971 with the Edmonton Symphony Orchestra, famous for the song Conquistador.
Conquistador. As soon as you say the tune almost came to my head, but not quite. I remember it very well, and if you could hum it to me, everybody that hum it, I might get it.
Hi, Rick.
Hey, Ricky.
How you doing?
How are you, man?
You missed the nachos, Rick. We finished them.
Oh, I've had a whole plate full of jalapenos, shy of maybe a full plate full.
It's good, thanks.
Oh, and we're having trouble even with Michelle's phone, Rick.
So Mary says, hello, are the Mexican restaurants in Australia run by Mexicans or Australians?
They're actually run. This is one of those tricky questions, you know. You can be a little bit too sort of. Keep going, man.
I'm just trying my finger.
Michelle's trying to turn the camera back to me. We're 11, 12, 12, got it. 13, 14.
Yay!
Oh, there you are, we're back. There are some Mexican restaurants in Melbourne that are actually run and owned by Mexican families, but I would say the majority of them are not. There's a
But
place.
I would say that they're probably not run by Australians either.
No, they're probably not run by Australians. However, there are some, because I've actually been to a couple of Mexican outlets when we were doing our master series and making our Mexican food, and I met Mexican families that have businesses there and produce and sell Mexican produce. So yes and no, like everything. It would be too sweeping to say everybody was the same.
So Dwayne was giving you some of the lyrics, I think.
Was he?
Yeah. Oh, hang on. It says, there you are, you've got, you can read.
It's not helping me, Dwayne. That's not helping me. Rick, we're on Michelle's phone because my phone has obviously taken some heat stress, and it just, if it doesn't switch off 30 times a day at the tiniest amount of warmth, and and it's heating up along this edge here. And if you look at some schematics for this phone, that's where the cooling plate is. So yeah, something's wrong with it.
But then sometimes it will last quite a long time.
Yeah, for no rhyme or reason, it'll last all day, and then the next day it'll turn off about 13 times in a minute.
So how hot is it over here? Very hot.
It's like basically like Diablo's underpants most of the time. It's hotter than hell. I mean, even now you can see, and the sun's gone down, it's probably up near the 40 degrees Celsius. The humidity is so high. And breeze, much as we'd love it to be a breeze, there isn't much of a breeze.
To go out there, but not in here. So Rick says so annoying about the phone.
Yeah.
I'll deal with it.
Just as I got my mojo back to make some live videos, the phone went and decided it wouldn't play.
And my phone won't take it. It hasn't got a microphone jack, has it? So we're a bit stumped on that.
Okay.
Is it coming? Oh, here it
The
comes.
Pastor Suizo is coming. Thank you. Gracias. So it looks much like the last taco that we had. But if I open it up, just have a look down here. Now, whether or not it's worth, can you just see that? Look at that cheese in there. All stringy, beautiful. So it's basically pure meat with Swiss cheese and
Dwayne says, I know parts of America are having a drought.
well,
We haven't had a lot of rain until this last week.
if that particular part of America would like the sweat that's fallen off my body in the last month, it could probably resolve any drought.
Are you a lime? There you go.
So there we go. Get that in shot. A couple of limes.
Another one?
Yeah, I love the lime.
They are good.
So limon, as the Mexicans call it, lemons. But they're limes. They're limes. Rick, I've had a big plate of nachos with a load of jalapenos. Jalapenos? Did I get it right?
Jalapenos, 2:40 in the morning. That's right, Rick. I'm sorry it's so late. We came for the sunset, that's why it's so late.
We had a beautiful sunset. Look,
Oh, yeah, but it's not, it is.
look.
But he's not raiding the fridge. That's it, willpower. Willpower. It's dinner time here, Rick, so we're allowed.
Oh.
It's hot. Tasty. He's munching. I can't eat anything else, I'm so full.
Some?
No,
No?
no. It's 2:23, and where are you, Rick? Not 2:40.
It is like...
It might be
It's like the
where
other
it is, Ben.
It's like the other taco, but it's got like cheesy rubber bands in it.
Yes, Dwayne, limes make everything taste better. I always think, oh, the guacamole's not got a lot of lime in, but there's always limes on the table, so you just add more.
That's so good.
Mistyped.
So there's no more sun in the sky. It's pretty much gone to not an inky black, but I'll get Michelle to turn the camera.
Otherwise it'll be dawn. Maybe.
Yes, you can.
Maybe. Oh. No, I did it double.
Oh, you're back. Oh,
I did it double. Here we go. There we are. Restaurant's filling up. Another family just arrived.
Okay. So that
First time with it.
is delicious. It is really just a taco with a load of mozzarella cheese in it. That's what it is. It's a great combination.
I think I've got to get my thumb really dry and then it works. That's my theory anyway.
That's what it is.
Well, I don't know. Should we
Okay.
try again? Look. No. I've been trying that. Give up.
Okay. No, clearly not. I bet Rick's been up on the computer.
You've been working hard, haven't you, Rick?
We've been watching a good series. Anyone got any suggestions for anything on Netflix? And I will give you a suggestion of my own. It's called the something method. I want to say, somebody help me out. It's the something method. It's
Been playing golf in VR.
Who's the guy that's married to Michael Heseltine?
Douglas.
Michael Heseltine in the Heseltine
Method or something?
in the Heseltine method. Great, absolute great.
That's it. Well done, Ben.
Yeah, same difference. Heseltine, Kaminsky. Good series. It reminds me. It's got a sort of very typical. I've got to actually, if you watch it, you'll know the brain parts that I'm having at the moment.
Ben had to Google it. He doesn't watch movies. And Rick said sleep is for the weak.
It's very like Curb Your Enthusiasm, if you like that at all. It's obviously been done in the same vein.
Yes, probably. Yeah. You've been putting lime in your hair. It's obviously good for it. Oh, I love lime. Makes you go blonde.
But no, but that wouldn't Rick. I couldn't.
One, you alright?
Yeah, no. Oh, that was good.
Yeah. One more.
All right. So it's called the Kablonsky method. It stars Michael Heseltine. What on earth he's doing?
It's got a load of stars in it, hasn't it?
They actually had a funeral scene at the beginning, and it had loads and loads of. It had Jay Leno. It had all sorts of guest stars and whatnot. And they do that a lot, and I think that's also similar with Curb Your Enthusiasm.
My Octopus Teacher documentary. This is Orlando.
All right,
Okay.
we'll check that out. Any others? Doesn't have to be on Netflix, I suppose, but you know what Netflix is like. You watch it for 2 weeks and you've exhausted absolutely everything, and then you have to wait nearly 6 months before a new series to come out that's worth watching.
Actually, we haven't watched much at all lately, have we?
No.
Even that series, we're not really watching every night. We watch-
No, but it's the first thing we've watched this month, and
Yeah.
we just sort of put it on and thought it was quite good. So definitely, I would recommend the Kablonsky method by Michael Heseltine and Victoria Woods. Great series, by the way.
Sounds great.
All right,
It's filling up. We should probably get the bill.
we're going to get the bill. We're going to. The cost, by the way, I won't do it on camera, but it will be 26 peso for the Swisso. It will be 120, 130 pesos for the nachos. It will be 17 to 18 pesos for the harina pastor that we had at the beginning, and the drinks will probably be about 30 pesos each. So you can do the maths. It's going to be somewhere around about $1.10.
So Ben says, I highly recommend my slow motion footage. So much better than Netflix.
You can check out Ben's channel and see some of his slow motion footage. Ben, you're welcome to put a link in the channel, but nobody is to go ahead and subscribe to Ben's channel. Absolutely, I forbid it. All right. So, and everybody already knows Rick's channel. If you don't by now, you're missing out. Rick hasn't made a video in 3 months either. He doesn't deserve the shout out whatsoever, but you can get acres and acres of old entertainment from Rick when he was about 11 years old on the Rick Batman channel.
Nice hair, Rick. That's what Ben said.
All right, so Michelle and I,
Just trying to
Oh,
annoy
you're welcome,
Steve.
Rick.
Oh yes, of course.
the last video Rick made, he looked like a teenage boy. Oh, he looks like a teenage boy anyway. And as Ben rightly pointed out, he's got lovely hair, lovely head of hair. A bit like Michael Douglas in the Kablonsky method.
Yes, bring us some more RV truck driving, Rick.
Absolutely, get on the old virtual
You can
reality.
come and visit us in Campeche.
No, you couldn't drive anything on these streets. It would wreck your tyres. Don't bring your truck over here. You'll get held up by gangsters.
And we might have moved by then anyway.
Yeah, we probably would have done.
And last time you came to visit us, you didn't drop in and say hello.
No, last time he came into in Istanbul,
Oh, he's got flights in now.
he can be here in 10 minutes.
We'll wait for you, Rick.
Well, at least I know now I can get a lift if I need anywhere.
Oh yeah, can you go via Australia and we can parachute in? A great evening, everyone. I finally have my computer up again, so I'm back watching. That's Mr. O'Clunker. Hi,
Hey,
Mr.
Mr.
O'Clunker. Rick's going to drive a 747 over.
All right. I'll look out for the pixelated 747.
He says, order a drink quick. Yeah, it's filling up. The tape behind us is just got full.
It's really getting busy.
Yeah, no quarantine. We can sneak in, Ben. They won't know we're back. Save ourselves a bit of money.
El Pastor Suizo.
Suizo.
Is that in reverse for everyone else? Because I would have thought that should be the right way around.
Yeah, probably.
Is it mirror right?
It's my phone, you know, it probably not sound right.
All right. Love to you all. Take care. Michelle and I will see you again shortly. Oops.
No, it's the right way around. Good, Ben. No, we could be here a while.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can press the stop button.
Oh, no.
Right, the stop button's working. Night night, everybody. Love to you all.